Hey kids, who's ready to talk about more Star Wars failures and Kathleen Kennedy? Here we are, thedirect.com. Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy reportedly signs new contract at Lucasfilm. ETEP right here with you. We had a great show last night. We didn't get to talk about the Rogue Squadron movie getting canceled. It's canceled. But let's talk about Darth Kennedy, the not-so-wise, getting a contract extension. Everything changed for Star Wars in 2012. The opening paragraph just talks about how Disney bought it October 30th, 2012. The sale was finalized, and taking over leadership duties as president was Darth Kennedy, the not-so-wise, handpicked by George Lucas. At the time, then CEO Bob Iger announced Star Wars sequel trilogy would begin development with spin-off films to intersect. Jump ahead to the present day, late 2021, the sequel trilogy has been completed. 2 spin-off films were released during the gap. A handful of TV series have been produced, with nearly a dozen more in the pipeline. One would think Star Wars is thriving. But the franchise has been nothing but embroiled in controversy. Well, this is due to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, or Darth Kennedy the Not-So-Wise, allowing her sycophantic echo chamber full of weirdos, blue check marks, and side-shaved intersectional feminist land whales to insult paying customers, the people who kept Star Wars afloat during the years where there was no new Star Wars, buying merchandise, being involved in the EU, video games, things of the like. Things that people love, things that people hold dear. I'm not an EU guy, but I know a lot of people who are, who love those stories. There's a lot of good ones. There's some not so good ones according to the people that are in the know on that topic. But me, I own one EU book. I still think it's cool to have their expanded universe, lore, mythos, things to keep the franchise going. Most of the EU stuff from back then would seem to be better and more beloved than anything Star Wars has shat out since Disney bought them. Fan and actor reception to the sequel trilogy was mixed. No, it wasn't. It was shit. The only people that really like these movies are the ones who saw it the first time, and they were like, that's good, and then they watch it again, they're like, oh my god, what did I watch? And the people who are like, it's good, I love it because it's so diverse, and there's women, and there's people of color. There was always women and people of color. Shut up. Stop complaining. It's a galaxy far, far away. It doesn't have to mirror Earth. That's the thing. And I'm not saying that because I want it full of white people. I'm saying I want it full of aliens. Demi Lovato, that term alien is not offensive. What's offensive is the fact that you look like a fucking potato. By and large, Rogue One and Solo have been embraced by diehards. Rogue One, yes, Solo lost money. It has not been embraced by anybody except dipshits. Alden Peckerwood was not a good Solo. As a live-action animated series, if everyone forgets Resistance was painful. I tried to review it. I made it through 3 episodes and quit. This is before I even started the channel. I was just working on the podcast at the time. Yet there's been nothing but constant bickering among the fan base and internal turmoil at Lucasfilm. Didn't put a bunch of blue checkmark Twitter weirdos in there, you wouldn't have that internal turmoil. Nor would you have the bickering amongst the fan base. Overseeing all of this is Kathleen Kennedy. As Lucasfilm president, the buck stops with her. Ultimately, she's responsible when a project is a mess or a success. In recent weeks, calls for Kennedy to be removed from her position have reached an all-time high. However, Disney appears to be doubling down on the producer, as recent word suggests her contract has been renewed for a significant amount of time. Well, color me shocked that they didn't let go of a powerful woman who's married into a Hollywood dynasty family, the Marshalls, and has schmoozed and gotten coffee for people who are far greater and more creative than her.
That's true.
Kennedy receives a 3-year contract. I know one certain masked YouTuber who is going to have a meltdown over this, and it'll be hilarious to watch. Me, I don't care. I'm checked out. Star Wars. Like I said, I'll report on it, but I'm still kind of checked out. I feel I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't give you guys the news. And this is news. A 3-year extension for somebody who is embattled, embroiled in controversy, has had so many failings, so many projects go by the wayside, so many directors and creatives fired over the course of her tenure and the time that Disney has owned Lucasfilm. This is news. Matthew Bellani of Puck and former editor of The Hollywood Reporter shared that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy's contract has been extended for another 3 years. The contract previously expired in October 2021. Additionally, Bellani's insiders noted that Rogue Squadron is indefinitely delayed due to, quote, creative differences between Lucasfilm and director Patty Jenkins. Well, that just means that Kathleen Kennedy didn't like the direction that Patty Jenkins wanted to go. She didn't agree with her. She probably wanted to do something not woke, and Kennedy was like, no, it's got to be intersectional, you stupid white supremacist. And Patty Jenkins was looking at her going, bitch, you're white. And Kennedy's like, no, you're a bigot and a racist. Get out. A comedy of errors. The last few weeks for Star Wars have been nothing short of an unmitigated disaster. Disney minus day was, by all accounts, wow, I'm shocked the direct is going hard in the paint on them. Disney minus day was, by all accounts, yet another embarrassment for the franchise. The event, intended to get fans excited about upcoming projects and entice others to subscribe to Disney's streaming platform, displayed unseen levels of marketing ineptitude. Reliable scoopers teased that footage for several series would be shown in various capacities. Lucasfilm and Disney promised exclusive announcements and reveals. The wrap-up video for the event showed title cards for the 2022 Star Wars project set to debut on Disney+. But nothing was shown, nor were any new shows announced. Marvel once again stole the show, sucking any potential wind out of Star Wars sales. The galaxy far, far away wasn't even second fiddle to the MCU. There was more emphasis put on Disney's original content, Pixar, and even Nat Geo. While birdwatchers and people of nature were treated to a Comic-Con-esque event, the only thing that Star Wars fans got was a condensed version of a year-old sizzle reel for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And that's a show that I've lost all interest in watching. Much like the Book of Boba Fett, I couldn't care less about Obi-Wan Kenobi anymore. So what happened for Disney Plus Day to turn into such a train wreck? Was the Kenobi sizzle reel always planned to be the only thing Star Wars shared? Or did Lucasfilm have a change of heart at the last minute, pulling everything from the day's slate? To get to the bottom of Lucasfilm's atrocious showing, it's worth rewinding the clock 2 weeks back. Scoopers accurately leaked the Book of Boba Fett's trailer release date and time to the 2nd. Shortly thereafter, the same sources broke news on a delayed production for Rogue Squadron, which was subsequently corroborated by the trades. After that, there was a frenzy of news. Many sources indicated that a secret Star Wars film would begin production next summer in Rogue Squadron's place, centered on the Old Republic. Please don't. A detailed list of what fans could come to expect from Disney Plus was put forth. Word of an animated series about Crimson Dawn starring Darth Maul broke. The news was capped off by reports Eternals director Chloe Zhao would be directing at Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige's CEO of Star Wars film. Eternals was shit. It's the worst MCU movie next to Captain Marvel. It's boring. The characters are horrible. Chloe Zhao does not belong directing mainstream tentpole franchises. She belongs directing indie films that nobody gives a shit about outside of the pretentious fart-huffing Oscar voters that gave her that award for Nomadland. The reputable sources were on a hot streak, and then things fell apart. There was no new footage shared during Disney Plus Day. No new shows were announced, the Darth Maul one among them. To throw salt on the wound, trade outlets reported that Zhao not only isn't directing Feige's film, but she isn't directing any Star Wars movie.
Stupid American!
Somehow Star Wars fans received a negative amount of news. That seems on par with where the franchise trajectory is headed. The running theory is that, following the leaks about Boba Fett and Rogue Squadron, Lucasfilm fed false information to weed out the leakers in the company. Lucasfilm was highly secretive about all new projects dating back to The Force Awakens, and that practice has tightened over the years. Ironically, story details for Jar Jar Abrams' Star Wars movies leaked like a screen door on a submarine, so a trailer date and production delay would seem trivial by comparison. Should this theory be proven true, it's a shame. While Lucasfilm may have temporarily solved one problem by catching a leaker, the company created a far bigger one in terms of fan relations. Frankly, there was more excitement for a theoretical Old Republic film over the span of a week than there was ever for Rogue Squadron. The Darth Maul series was met with a thunderous applause. People were sleepless as anticipation for Disney Day reveals drew near. No, they weren't. But if all this was a ruse, what really went down? The only other possibility is internal turmoil at the highest levels of the company. The plan was always to have a light showing for Disney Plus Day, then surely saving the Book of Boba Fett trailer for the event would have been part of the plan. Instead, it appears that things changed at the last minute, and everything Lucasfilm intended to do was scrapped.
Pack your things. We're leaving.
The Obi-Wan sizzle reel was just throwing the fans a chewed-up bone. Since the event, the noise about Kennedy's dismissal has grown significantly louder. What transpired was a travesty, and it was a continuation of extremely messy last decade. There's always been a strong contingent of supporters for Kennedy, mostly made up of side-shaved head, blue hair dyed, intersectional feminist land whales, and male feminist cucks. In some degree, she's earned it. She's a legendary producer. No, she's not. But her track record with Star Wars has grown well beyond the point of trouble. That's true. Under Disney's ownership, there have only been 2 released Star Wars projects to have smooth productions. The Mandalorian, beloved by fans worldwide, and The Last Dumpster Fire, which ironically broke the fan base. The phrase creative differences is industry speak used to refer to the firing of a creator when said creator clashes with the studio. It appears that Patty Jenkins is the next in a long line of creative heads who've been sacked by Kennedy as Rogue Squadron now goes on pause. A detailed breakdown of Lucasfilm's development and production issues can be seen below. Let's take a look at this.
The Force Awakens screenwriter Michael Art was fired. J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan assumed the writing duties, and the film's release was delayed by 6 months. Rogue One, director Gareth Edwards was removed mid-production, replaced by Tony Gilroy, who oversaw reshoots for the film's third act. Solo directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller were fired mid-production. Actually, they were 80% finished with it. Ron O.B. Howard assumed duties because he's a yes man, and reshot that 80% of the film. The budget also doubled as a result, and the film was the first Star Wars box office flop. Yes, hashtag Solo lost money. The Rise of Palpatine, writer-director Colin Trevorrow was fired following the Book of Henry's poor performance, and Jar Jar Abrams and Chris Terrio assumed the writing duties and rushed to complete the film in 18 months. Rogue One, delayed, director Nick Did, presumably fired for the disaster session, the film was significantly right. Well, the film screenwriter was fired. Joe Young's writing was supposed to be original 20 What? Delayed, and showrunner Steve Shepard was director Tom Hanks, the writing crew it's seriously not something that's Rogue One and F4. But I both films canceled, straight to fire directing, Hollywood Big Ass for box office reports, off the conduct, Mango, Lisa, Humphrey, Untitled, canceled, Netflix film series canceled, Ryan Johnson delayed, Death canceled, Miracle Man, and Guaranteed Book. No one cares about Ryan Johnson and Star Wars anymore. I'm more interested in seeing the sequels for Knives Out. Yes, you heard me, I said it. I'm gonna watch them. I kind of enjoyed the first one, honestly.
2 hours later.
So that's the list of delayed, canceled projects. We might as well just say they're canceled. It's been chaotic. There are undoubtedly other projects that fans were never made aware of that also met similar fates. And who's saying that films and shows currently slated for release won't be joining the list? All this is to say that it's an incredibly strange time to extend Kennedy for a 3-year period. Star Wars had its hits under the producer, who should receive full credit for saving Rogue One.
Are you fucking high?
And Solo.
Oh, what the fuck ever?
She made good decisions on bringing Jon Favreau aboard and partnering up with that fucking cuck Dave Filoni with his stupid fake cowboy hat. There have been the highs of The Mandalorian and the rock bottoms of The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi, as well as seemingly unending production troubles and marketing woes. Well, the marketing woes are their own fault because they keep marketing toys that nobody wants to buy because nobody gave a shit about Rose Tico. Not because they're anti-Asian, but because she's a shit character. And they ruined her. And they ruined Finn. And they did everything to prop Rey up, which nobody cared about Rey. And nobody's saying anything bad about Daisy Ridley. Like I said a million times over, Daisy Ridley seems like a sweet, caring, funny woman. Absolutely beautiful. And she was just given shit to work with. So what was she going to do? Is it that difficult to find someone who can write and direct a Star Wars movie? Even with new content coming on a near weekly basis next year, will fans still feel they're in a drought when Lucasfilm fails to make it known that its shows exist? Will the whiplash from the crazy news continue? With so many mistakes being repeated, Disney and Lucasfilm have to find a mirror to see the root cause of the problems. It's Kathleen Kennedy, spoiler alert. This is neither an argument for firing Kennedy nor one to retain her. I've been saying for a while she's not going anywhere until she wants to. I don't care how many YouTubers scream into the shit abyss that tomorrow's
the day Kennedy gets fired. My sources inside Reddit, Lucasfilm.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
The fact of the matter is a lot of Star Wars fans are unhappy. This is true. People want to be kept in the loop as they were during the George Lucas days. They want to get excited to be fired up after a fun reveal event. That can't happen when every other project is either canceled or delayed, or the ones that do come out do so without fanfare. This is better Star Wars than we've gotten out of Disney. Disney Day was a layup opportunity for Lucasfilm to do so. And if one would even say the company took a shot, it only went about 3 inches. No one seems to know what the next Star Wars movie is. Given the rumors discredited recently, the Old Republic film not being real wouldn't be a surprise at all. Like I said, it's probably not going to happen. They're just making noise to try to keep the fans excited, and then they're going to serve them shit and expect them to be like,
I want some more.
Lucasfilm firing creative leads has become a meme. It's reached the point where the revolving door is both sad and funny. The only thing Star Wars fans want is quality storytelling. That's all I've been saying for years. Any development and production drama can be left at the door. The franchise has endured worse. Hopefully the Disney Plus Day disaster and delayed or fake projects are the last ones for Star Wars under Kennedy's tenure. With all of the bad out of the system, it's a perfect time for Kennedy to lead Star Wars and Lucasfilm through a prosperous 3 years.
Are you serious?
She's going to double and triple down on identity politics, go back to the High Republic shite. Look at that. You know, they were blaming the Mandalorian for the High Republic failing when it was the High Republic's fault because it was shit. And they have a fucking pilot of a ship called Vessel that's a fucking rock named Geode. So there it is. The long and short of the Kathleen Kennedy article from the Direct is that she's not going anywhere. Star Wars is an absolute fucking obscene mess right now of garbage and shit, wokeness, idiots attacking the fans still, the High Republic books, which are fucking garbage tier, and everything else that they're shitting out basically is nothing but garbage. I mean, if Star Wars could manage to put out one good thing, I'd probably be okay with it. But let's be honest, the Book of Boba Fett is going to be boring trash, I'm sure, filled with member berries and more shite. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series that I was originally, I had some anticipation for, has now sunk to I'm anticipating that as much as my first colonoscopy. The animated series Star Wars Visions was boring shite outside of one of the 3 episodes I watched, which that almost put me to sleep as well. And this, like I said, and this is coming from somebody who's been a lifelong Star Wars fan ever since I can remember, have literally spent thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking dollars on merch, and I cannot stand to see anything new come out of this now, not because I'm stuck in the past, but because all I want is good storytelling, and the creative geniuses at Lucasfilm, under the guise of this fucking moron Darth Kennedy, cannot seem to do so. Disney triples down and signs Kathleen Kennedy to a 3-year extension, another 3-year extension of her contract, which will undoubtedly have a certain sect of YouTube pissing themselves. Me, I'm just sitting back laughing, watching the fucking dumpster fire burn, because that's what Star Wars is now, unfortunately. It's been reduced to a quivering mess of a dumpster fire, led by idiots, with the exception of Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau was the architect of the MCU, and then Kevin the Cuck Feige came in and ruined that. Look what we have now, the MCU, phase bore, as it were. Star Wars, much the same vein, is absolute fucking garbage. And you know what? I think it would be funny if Chloe Zhao came in and directed Kevin the Cuck Feige's Star Wars movie. I think that would be fucking amazing, because she did such a fucking horrible job with Eternals. To see this dumb, out-of-her-league fucking indie director try to handle another tentpole, that would just make my heart smile to see another fucking disaster come out of Star Wars cinematically. I've got the original trilogy, I've got the prequels, and Spaceballs, which Spaceballs is more Star Wars than anything that has come out under Disney Lucasfilm since their buyout, maybe with the exception of Rogue One. Fuck the rest of it. You've heard what I think. Now it's your turn. Like it says up above me, opine in the comments below. Leave your thoughts, be they positive or negative. Let me know what you think moving forward, the future of Star Wars. Darth Kennedy, the not-so-wisest contract extension. I think it's hilarious that they extended her contract. It just really speaks volumes about how afraid they are to fire a powerful woman, even one that's completely inept and horrible at her job. Do you want to support the show and the channel? Stop by our Teespring store and grab some Place to Be Reviews merchandise. You can get the Diarrhea's cool hoodie, the Place to Be Reviews leggings. We have women's tank tops, women's shirts, men's shirts, kids' hoodies, men's hoodies, you name it, we've got it. Monday Night Going in Raw, new merchandise. No protection required. That's right, we've got it all. We've got bags, we've got hats. You might say I'm shilling, but no, I'm grifting. I kid, ladies and gentlemen. It's there if you want to support the show. If not, that's cool too. I love you either way, and thank you for sticking it out this long with the video. Now it's time for the closer. If I've earned it, let today be the day you hit that subscribe button. Also, please don't forget, like it says up there and probably over here, opine in the comments below. Leave me your thoughts, feelings, however you may feel about this Kathleen Kennedy contract extension, Disney Star Wars. Let me know in the comments below. Ding the bell for notifications if you are going to subscribe to be notified every time we go live, which is Mondays and Wednesdays, 8:35 Eastern, for Monday Night Going in Raw and Wednesday Night Going Rogue, presented by Rogue Entertainment right here on the channel. Also, every time we upload a video, you, my friend, will be notified and help battle and combat that pesky algorithm that likes to bury creators like myself down at the bottom of the pile. And don't forget, I always remind you, slap that like button for me on the way out the door. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away. Or be one of those people who, for the last 3 years, has said Kathleen Kennedy is going to get fired tomorrow. And then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day.